There's some 308 micros back there as well. Tool bags across the top. Large tool bags across the bottom. Small clothes bags. Medium clothes bags. Toiletry bags. If you see something that you're interested in that we didn't call out, just shout it out. We'll come back to it. Multicam tool bags. Larges. Multicam tool bags over there. Multicam larges here. Bifold tool carriers. All kinds of light pouches down there and here. Zippered knife pouches. EDC stuff. Knife, watch, roll-ups. Journal covers. Right in the rain covers. Injectable cases. Cigar cases. EDC organizers. EDC pouches. Flat packs. All kinds of shotgun cards. Hydro carriers. Pocket organizers. Day pack. Fanny packs. Fupas. XLs. Danglers. There's a ton of those out there on the floor being sewn right now. Lots of that stuff. Mesh pockets. Large tool bags. Standard size tool bags. More tool bags over here too. Mesh pockets. Fupas, these are all danglers here. Extra small mesh pockets. Compact tear-offs. More danglers. Pistol cards. Mesh pockets. Shotgun cards. We have primer tool bags running right now. We also have a set of larges cut. These are those green on gray, those primer color, the Navy ship color. Looks like Fupa's there, multicam black. We got some of that purple we used to use back in. It's a lot better color. XL Fupa's right here. Woodland Garand rigs. Multicam black mini packs coming up. Black clothes bag medium. Fupa danglers right here in multicam black. AKM4 micros in OD. Chewbacca cocks, the big ones. Peck Perspective, Chase, what's up? Mr. Greg, new thumbs up, now looks like counter updating. Peck Perspective, what's up? Forgot to make some music suggestions I'm sure you'll like. Not sure what we're talking about there. Need chicken advice when you're done? What do we need, Isaac? We're actually butchering chickens this week. We're actually teaching some people how to do them. Bring back the double rifle bags. I don't know when. I don't know when we'll do rifle bags. Landfill, what's up? Dave, what's up? Billy Magnum, Greg. Came in from walking the dog, right on, Ronald. How's everybody's day? I've been sewing most of the day. Amanda's cutting a bunch of product. Went to Tractor Supply briefly, did some stuff outside. Mostly sewing. David, what's up? Jinx. Will you be filming the chicken butcher? Yeah, we're going to. We're going to do it on Wednesday while Brandel's here. We're teaching Jake's woman how to butcher. So Amanda will do a chicken or two. I'll do one. She'll do some. We'll invite the neighbor over, a couple of the local guys. I assume they know how to do it, but just in case, we'll have all the equipment out so they can, get hands on. These are older birds. They're all roosters, and I'm feeding them. And if you have an animal that's not producing a product for you, then you have a pet. And there's no sense in keeping these things alive through the winter and feeding all the feed. We just have way, way more roosters than we need. Now, these are older birds. They'll butcher up the same, but we'll use them chicken and dumplings or whatever if anybody wants them. They can take them home, and if they don't, we will use them for dog food. Went ring shopping with my brother-in-law. Popping the question right on. Good excuse to wear overalls. Just the week's groceries today. Finally got a chill day since I actually busted ass all week. Right on. Got 5 hens from a buddy. They were in a large enclosure. I built an elevated coop. Figured they would know how to roost at night. I offloaded them into the coop last night. They wouldn't roost. They'll figure it out. Maybe give them some progression up, right? So if you have a dowel across up high, give them a couple lower dowels, kind of like at a slant, so they can kind of hop up from one dowel to the other, perhaps. Put their roost down and start raising it up if you need to. We use dog kennels, not the chain link ones, the welded wire ones. So like a 1x2 fits through those slats really well. Had to put them in tonight, huh? So I got 5 hens. We read that. Week's groceries. Good day. Got to see your daughter. Landfill. Right on, man. Brawl Dog, what's up? Preston, what's going on, man? How are you? What's everybody's plan for tomorrow? Recommendations for a decent shower head? No, I don't have a clue, man. I like a high pressure shower head. I want a ton of water. So I always take out that little bullshit water saver thing in there. Want to choose first batch of fabric to build with? Cool. Patrick, what kind of fabric did you get? Just watched the comment rant sewing info video. Right on. I didn't realize that was out public yet. Right on. We filmed that Friday. They won't go in the coop. My other chickens go in the coop at night. Will they learn or just roost on the fence? So that's probably the issue. It's because the other chickens are in there. Just keep putting them in there. They'll eventually get it. They'll eventually figure it out. You could also just use a little bit of scratch in a pail right before it's time for them to roost up. Shake it and throw it in there. They'll run in to eat it and then just lock the door. Close the door on them. So my first bag turned out well. Right on, Greg. You're exactly right about those guys being ass hurt about being priced out. Oh yeah, that's absolutely it, man. When you're standing in a place complaining about a price and there's people all around you buying everything, like if you're complaining about the price of something and it's always sold out, then the price isn't too high.
The high price is just too high for you.
Yeah, the price is just too high for you. And everything costs more. That's the thing, man. Everything is more expensive. Every fucking thing sitting in this building costs more. Shorty, what's up? 500D Tiger Stripe and some really cheap 9-ounce cotton. Right on. Help do some stairs on the cabin. That's very cool. Gonna cut up firewood, crush bean cans tomorrow. Beer cans. Rolling out in a few days. Right on. Basically chilling. Ross Hammer, what's up, buddy? Have you guys seen these 8-mag stacked rigs? Any of you guys ever been shot at? Like for real shot at? Not like just like a bullet or two, but like sustained firefight. Went to Costco. That has the potential to be dangerous. Buy the same stuff every time at checkout. It's $200 more. Yeah, it seems like things really went up again in like the last few weeks. Like everything, like it really jumped out when I was driving past in the parking lot at Tractor Supply on the way out, and they had those Tartar dog kennels we use marked at $1,000. And when we started buying them, they were $5, and then during COVID they were like $6. And then they went up to $7. They just jumped $300. Every fucking thing costs more. And if you see an item and it doesn't cost more and you look at it, it's an off-brand that you've never heard of. These prices can't be sustainable. Oh, they're very sustainable, man. And that's the thing, guys. When inflation goes down, the price of the items are never going back down. They're never going back down. Name something that has gone up and down in price, that's gone up and ever come back down, other than precious metals and gasoline. Watched a video of a guy in Costco showing pictures of prices from a year ago. Yeah, I watched those too, man. I keep saying we're going to do like the Costco Prepper run and the Costco Overland run. Tractor Supply Prepper and Overland. Harbor Freight Prepper and Overland. You know, Homesteader run. Yeah, the prices are set. Like, even during COVID, they were charging a COVID tax on delivery shit. That price never went down. They just removed the line item. Found some 350, 500 Mandrake pattern finally for a deal. Preston, where are you located, man? Are you in the States here? We ordered Mandrake and Highlander. We ordered Highlander the other day. And they told us that they're not going to have Highlander until February. They're telling us the same thing about multicam too. Now that's from the mill. There will be some places that have some, you know, small cuts and shit of it probably. Supply and demand, that's right. If you can sell everything you make, right? If you only have 6 hours to fuck around per day, right? This is your hobby gig or whatever. And you can do, you know, 20 hours a week if you include the weekend. If you can sell every single thing you make, then raise your prices. You'll know when you're priced too high because people will stop buying it. And if you have to raise your prices and the normal clients stop buying it, you just need new clients. You just market to new guys. There are dudes that will pay you 10 times your price if you will just get it to them quickly. They're a pain in the ass to deal with, but if you're willing to do that, if you're the new guy or you need money, if you'll do things and do deviation for them, just a little, like their little silly little tweaks and shit. Man, I really want this bag, but I want it with black handles, right? If you're willing to do that bullshit, there's dudes willing to pay anything you want for that. Tay Jones, what's up, man? Some Chinese company will come in, make a product for half the price and half the quality. Yeah, I saw Tractor Supply has a T-post setter, a motor-driven T-post setter for $400. We got a friend works there. Do you know if you work at Tractor Supply 10 hours a week, they give you benefits and medical and all kinds of shit. And that's why she works there. And she'd put up a picture of it. So I looked local. None of our stores here have it. But you can order it and they'll ship it to you. You'll have it in a couple days. $400. And I remember looking at these a few years ago and they were $1,000. Well, that's the difference. The $1,000 ones are now $1,200, but they have Honda motors on them. You can't beat a Honda motor. Just watch your latest rant video, right on. I didn't know it was up public yet. I'll have to check it out. Hopefully, some of those dudes I addressed will get in there and comment on that. The YouTube one has the least comments. The one on Facebook is crazy, and the one on TikTok's insane. You got Isaac Barrett. You have the one from Tractor Supply? With that said, man, you could buy two. You could buy three of them. You could buy three of the Tractor Supply ones. Put in 550 T-posts. Got it. Again, Isaac, you just to confirm, you have the one from Tractor Supply? Scully's got a pneumatic one, and he loves it. He said it's great. But he's got to carry a generator that powers the compressor. So he can only do, 20 feet at a time. Then he's got to move everything. I've been looking at the TSC one. Right on. Right on. Good. Got delivery 2 orders, Benjamin. What'd you get, man? What'd you get, Benjamin? You have options, man. It's like, any of you guys use Rogue? Any of you guys use Rogue fitness equipment? Joseph Frazier, what's up? I didn't think the rant was a rant. Yeah, no, it's really not. You'll get a lot better energy if I'm standing up. If I'm sitting down, I am not animated and I do not seem angry. When I am seated, it is like it sedates me. Any of you guys use Rogue equipment, right? You'll see guys that are like, oh, you can get Titan Fitness for a lot less money and it's just as good. Titan Fitness is nowhere near as good as Rogue. I have some Titan and stuff. I've got Titan shit. The fit and finish on the Rogue, it's like Titan just like knocked it off and copied it and they're like, okay, it's good enough. When you get a Titan bar like this and you move it around, there's all kinds of crumbs and shit inside it. That's how a lot of the other stuff is, man. The Tractor Supply order, right on. I'm in East Tennessee, Brothers Johnson City. MOS, I like the MOS guy. I've had some good conversations with him, which I never buy from, but they're having a sale on the pattern. Yeah, you'll get dudes that want Mandrake, but when we build a lot of Mandrake, man, it doesn't sell. That's why we don't have it sitting here. Get regular color, regular multicam for the Lolo, right on. You get that from MOS? At Rant Video, the Rant Video Cerebral is, if those dudes have any kind of pride, they should be ashamed after the video. Yeah, they won't, man. Guys, I think a lot of guys like that. I think that happens in the evening, and I think a lot of it's alcohol involved. Trade-off in quality was calculated. I just needed to put up fence for some cattle. Needed low overhead to increase the return on the cattle. Yeah, man, it'd be nice to have that, to be able to just throw T-posts in. Our ground is really hard, so using like electro netting, but to just be able to throw in T-posts and zip tie a couple cattle panels up to be able to, contain the sheep where I want them to graze. And it's not so much about feeding the sheep as it is about the sheep eating the grass there, fertilizing it, and then driving it into the ground. Boot bag, tool bag, vet day. What do you think? That vet day bag's nice. Oh, those blankets are really nice, aren't they? Did you get the red one or the gray one? Alcohol, liquid courage. Yeah, I don't think it takes any courage. I don't think it takes any courage to say some shit on the internet, especially when you're using, Fruit Loop 42 as your name. I mean, everybody's willing to talk some shit, but nobody's willing to sign their signature to it. Chris Watkins, what's up, man? Did you guys get that wood chipper running? Alcohol, the cause of and solution to life's problems. Homer Simpson. Yeah, exactly, man. When I drink, I text people really nice shit. Like I'm never, if I've had a drink and I'm sitting late at night, you like texting or messaging or, talking, communicate. I'm always extra nice. That's how you know I've been drinking. You're going to try it out Monday, right on. Sewing is brutal, so difficult. Your work is underestimated. Adam Smith, man. We can change that for you. Where are you located? Is it brutal because, like, do you want to sew, or you tried sewing something once out of necessity? There's a difference there for sure. Any tips on dyeing Marpat material? Been working on turning desert utilities into urban camo look, but effects aren't consistent. Man, I haven't dyed anything in forever, and I suspect, like, we were dyeing woodland camis years ago, 20, 30, well, 30 years ago probably, with black RIT dye. And it would look like multicam black, very multicam blackish. Very cool look. But I would suspect, like everything else, whatever was in RIT dye that worked really well, they probably ban it, and it's not as good a product now. I would also tell you, when using RIT dye, don't do it in your washing machine. Take it to a laundromat and do it. It used to be you wanted to get it really hot, so we would get the water as hot as we could get it, and then put it in a 5-gallon bucket, right, and just soak it in there. Drove them in hard ground, rocky ground that nobody else would mess with. I've seen guys use the roto hammer to pre-drill. It looks good, works good, right on. I want one of those big pile drivers for the skid steer. They're very costly. I really need a grapple bucket for the skid steer. And I've looked at it, I've literally gone to buy a grapple bucket probably 20 times. And then there's so many fucking options. And I'm like, fuck, which one do I get? Ice Poof, what's up? You said in your rant video about people going to great lengths to come work for you. I pedaled 80 miles to shake your hand. Right on, man. Right on. I tried dyeing an ARGB pouch with black RIT dye. Only the thread turned black. Yeah, nylon doesn't take. We bought a bunch of yellow runners, like tubular nylon that were bar tacked together, you know, for climbing protection. And they took like a tint of black, but they were still yellow. Like, nylon doesn't dye. I'm always surprised when I hear guys talk about dyeing gear, because I've never had any Cordura take dye at all. Spray paint works. Don't dye it in your bathtub. Why do you sew us junk on the floor and talk about useless junk? Mark, you're drunk, buddy. Go home before you get your knee skinned. One of the boys is gonna push you down. Your mom's gonna yell at you for getting grass stains on your corduroy jeans. Did I go without a bar tack? I don't have a bar tack now. There's not a bar tack in this building. We've never put a product out for sale from Special Operations Equipment that has a bar tack on it. The only motherfucker talking shit about bar tack is a dude who is friends with another guy who has a company with a bar tack, or somebody that doesn't like you. The bar tack, there's not, 35 years, there's not a single product I have ever sold that has a bar tack on it. Plan on doing some gardening on our property this spring. It's because you're gonna, good, man, good. It will ignite something in you when you grow something. Do you have the access to get sweet potato slips right now? You can take sweets. Here's the beauty of sweet potatoes. You take your sweet potatoes and you plant them in, and it's a vine, and it grows the sweet potato. When you harvest the sweet potato, you can take cuts of that vine and put them on a cup of water on the counter in your kitchen, and they will grow vines all winter long. And when it's time to plant sweet potatoes again, you just take that vine and you put it in the dirt, and it'll produce you more sweet potatoes. So you don't ever have to buy them once you have them. And you can buy them off Amazon right now, or Etsy, or all kinds of places, and you can produce them all through the winter, and then just have them, these big, beautiful vines ready to go, and you just plug them in your soil, and it'll do potatoes, sweet potatoes. Ginger root grows like that too. Awesome. Do a sew seminar. Already watched all the DIY videos. We did another one. Just a particular stitch done on a particular machine that's stupid. It's very expensive. It is very, very expensive. A bar tacker. And it does one thing. We don't have a double needle machine. Well, I do for making pals, but we don't put edge tape down with a double needle machine. I do use the black Rit dye and boil water on the stove. However, each time it comes out different, sometimes slightly drastic. Yeah, it's like anodizing, man. Guys used to cry about the shades of brown on the anodizing on the FN scars. You would see it on Cobra buckles too. Like you'll see Cobra buckles that we put out that each side's just a little bit different shade. It has to do with vat temperature. It has to do with ambient temperature when they pull it out. There's all kinds of, shit in there. Red. Like you'll get badass samples of red anodizing, and then when you receive the order, they'll be like pink. It's terrible. Or orange. Building a pack of raised beds now. John is one of that inspired him. Man, and there's no wrong way to do it, guys. You can put dirt in anything. You could go get trash and put dirt in it. You could get tubs and put dirt in it. You can put it in any. You could go buy a bag of soil and cut little X's or just cut the top off the soil, and you can grow in the soil for a year. Eventually the plastic rots away from the sun. Pet food bags. Salmon, how are you, man? I want to be good at it. Have been following for over a decade and have wanted to learn for years. Just need to get a machine and try hard. Oh, sewing? Yeah, just go get you a sewing machine. That's what that video we did last week was, right? There's these sewing groups, and guys in there are like, no, you need $5,000 to get started. Really? Because all those motherfuckers were asking me questions 30 years ago, and we all started on a sewing machine that was $300. And when I saw them telling everybody that, I went on Google, and I found 5-6 of those sewing machines for sale for $300. You want to be a good craftsman? Start with equipment that's not good. You'll learn how to sew really well. When your shit's breaking thread all the time and you can rethread it quickly, you will be a better craftsman. Most people have a relative that has a sewing machine they don't use. Yeah, it's different though. That's different. Like you want an industrial sewing machine, an all metal machine. When you go buy machines at Walmart and stuff, all those pieces inside are plastic. Where's our embroidery machines at? They all put away? Even these here. It's a $1,200 sewing machine. We literally take these when they fail and we put them in the dumpster and we pull another one out of a case. It's because they're plastic. You can't. They're all glued closed. You can't, there's 3 sewing machines right there. You can't work on these things. But the metal ones, you can fix them. Dad had a Juki he used for upholstery, sold it for $200. Yep. Upholstery sewing machines, that's kind of what you're looking for. Compound needle feed, walking foot. But we didn't use a walking foot. We just used a single stitch Mitsubishi 130E or 130 GM. And I found several of those for like $300 on eBay last week. Home sewing machines have been getting shittier. Yeah, absolutely. Like my mom had a White's home sewing machine when I was a kid, and she talked about all the parts being metal in that, and that's why she liked that. Did you ever think you would inspire dudes to sew? Yeah, guys wanted to sew, and we taught guys to sew for a long time. I wouldn't teach dudes how to sew. Anytime we had a guy come in and we taught him how to sew, it always ended very poorly. There was always like almost industrial espionage. Like they were real shady shit, stealing materials, stealing customers, copying product. And now I'm just to the point where like I just don't care. I'm actually motivated when somebody takes my shit and copies it, or when there's like some little rap battle between us. Like a guy will take some product he builds and it's like ours, and I'll find some shit he makes and we'll build hundreds of them and just give them away. Like I thrive off of that. With all these how-to videos he's making and with how long I've wanted to do it, I just need to make the investment and start practicing. Well, Adam Smith, the good news is you could go tomorrow probably and buy a sewing machine. Get on Craigslist, get on Marketplace, look up industrial sewing, commercial sewing. Frank the Tank, what up? Who stole more, females or males? Males, always males. Females come in here because they want a job. Males come in here because they want the gear. Yeah, interject. What?
It's all good and well for you to have an industrial sewing machine, but if you can't sew a straight line, it doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
Get a skill first. Get the skill.
I don't agree. I know you've said that before. I've never sewn on a home machine. Never touched one. You stand up and sew on those other ones. It's not the same.
No,
You don't,
sit down.
but you don't use your hand. You don't control the release of the machine on a home sewing machine with your hand. Do you put your hand up on the wheel?
Sometimes you have to like move the stitch.
See all these sewing machines? How there's no paint on those wheels? See this one here? This is a brand new sewing machine, but the paint is off because you put your hand there. You apply drag so you know when it starts to move. Look at this one. Those pulleys are all black when you get them. Started with a battery-powered Singer. That's cool. Yeah, we see all the little machines. We've got all like the old granny sewing machines. People used to give them to me all the time. I've got this one in here. I can't even get the lid off of it. Shit, there's a sewing machine there I didn't even know we had back there. Scott, what's up? Backwoods Butcher, what's going on, man? Yeah, we used to go down to Tijuana. To have someone do timing on the Mitsubishi, yeah. Rosarito, a lot of the sewing went to Rosarito, like when Eagle Creek moved down there, and Eagle had manufacturing down there. There was a ton of companies. And then they went to, they had manufacturing in Dominican Republic. I think even like in Haiti at one time they had manufacturing. I have a big stock of never installed Humvee floor mats blast upgrades. Bunch of layers right on. Tay Jones, what's up? Been a while since I've seen a live. Usually click in to like as I'm busy. Right on. Backwoods Butcher. We're doing chickens Wednesday. Roosters. Lots of roosters.
I won't be grossed out.
My little apartment is a mini version of your shop. Yeah, mine was in a garage, man. Mom's garage. Full of rolls and Velcro and sewing machines and shit. Watching Equalizer 3 right on. Is it good? I don't think I've even seen 2. I think I saw Equalizer 1. and Preston spent thousands of dollars. Like, it's accumulative, right? You don't have to spend thousands of dollars. Like, I didn't have thousands of dollars when we started. I was buying webbing, by the foot, and you pay, dollars a yard when you're buying it by the foot, whereas when you're buying it by the cases, you're paying, pennies. But when you're starting out, you don't have that cash outlay, so you get less for the money, but you also don't have to spend as much money. Well, look at black string backpack this week. Great for EDC carry. Right on. Right on. The numbers are low. We got a strike a couple weeks ago, which just fell off. I think it fell off. But the reach seems very, very low.
Possum on the front porch.
There's a possum on the front porch?
It was anyway.
When?
A couple minutes ago.
Is it still out there?
I think it's hiding behind the cat boxes.
Is it the little possum that we put out there, probably?
I think so. It's only about this big.
Yeah, that's probably our possum. Weird. The comments seem to have stopped. Dealing with that with the farm, still new enough. We haven't bought a grain silo, so we're buying feed by the bag when we could be getting it by the ton. Yeah, that's where we have 2 silos, but we don't go through enough food to use the silos without it, molding in them. Instagram just ripped through the knife community, hitting tons of people with bans. Yeah, they hit everybody who had made any post with an Israeli flag too. I got a friend's got tons of friends over in Israel, and a lot of his guys on his police unit had been activated and actually are in Israel right now, and they gave everybody a strike who would put up anything with any of the Israeli flag avatar pics. It's like they disabled it. Very bizarre. Not kissing ass. Thank you for all the motivate. Right on, man. Right on. Channel strikes are, yeah. And you never know what they're going to channel strike you for, because they're giving us channel strikes for videos from 2-3 years ago under the medical guidelines from 2-3 years ago, even though those are not the current medical guidelines. There's no rhyme or reason to it. The weird kid in the back of class. You got that right. The kid that's never had any pussy. I can see my TikTok live numbers drop if I bring a knife into frame in the shop. Yeah, it's very bizarre, right? Very weird. Instagram started using new age. Yeah, it's becoming useless. Make sure you guys are on Rumble. Rumble doesn't work like it needs to because YouTube's too easy and people are lazy, right? Every video we post on YouTube auto-populates to Rumble. So if YouTube goes through eventually and kills this account, everything we've posted will be on Rumble. We really just need to start doing lives on Rumble, and then do a live here, and then do an after live on Rumble, so that people will migrate over there. And the way to make that work is you just do giveaways and promotions, and there has to be a benefit because people inherently are just lazy. I mean, if you look at the thumbs up on most of the lives, people come on the lives and not even hit the thumbs up, and all it is literally hitting a button. Doesn't surprise me that YouTube is doing bans on Israeli flag. Yeah, it's weird. knives now. It's always going to be something. It's always going to be something. They have to create a problem. That is their identity. The identity is that there is something against them, right? So if they took the thing that they're mad at this week and everybody said, okay, I'm not participating in your bullshit and left, they would create something else to be mad at. Yeah, you can multi-stream. Yeah, we have StreamYard and a couple of other capabilities to do that. And it used to be you could only do it from a computer. Like these lives at night, I wouldn't do these from a computer if I couldn't walk around. They wouldn't happen. I mean, look at the lives I do or the videos I do when I'm seated. The energy is completely different. You can just live here and stuff. You want to move to Tennessee? Is that what you're saying? You should probably come out here and see what's going on. Come out to one of the events first. Homestead, what up? Been doing a ton of TikTok lives lately, seeing a real boost in subscribers right on. Do you see any monetization coming from that? Do you gain customers from that? Viking, what's up? Yeah, people don't have real problems. Most of these people have never been slapped. They've never been tackled or pushed playing flag football. They have no calluses. They've never been pressure tested. You have people making videos crying that they don't want to go to work today. You don't want to go to work today. That's because fucking nobody is going to kick your ass out on the street. You've not been homeless before. Don't go to work. See how that fucking goes for you. It's because motherfuckers are letting their kids live at their house when they're 35 years old. They never fucking made them do anything. Yeah, their identity is to be a victim. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off of here. Everybody have a good night. The last time I missed work was when I had surgery. It's that exactly, man. Amanda had surgery. I dislocated her. We were in a knife fighting class. And she was moving too slow, so I threw her on the ground. Not really. I bumped into her. It dislocated her patella. It, like, pushed it to the side and broke her wrist. Amanda was at work the next day. She had carpal tunnel surgery. She was at work the same day doing payroll. And then she had a stomach procedure done. And she was at work. She was there overnight, and she was back here the next day doing payroll. Like, people get the sniffles and don't come to work for weeks. People have, whatever, these mental health days or whatever the fuck that bullshit is. Meanwhile, Amanda's had surgery 3 times and been to work the same fucking day. Meeting a tattoo artist, drawing up my logo next week, right on. And have shirts for the year. Right on, that's cool, man. We should have lightweight hoodies this week. They're going to be the American Post-Apocalypse. And we're doing them with red-lined hoodies and like light blue lined hoodies. All right, guys, everybody have a good night.